Hello. Welcome back to another great video here at Jazz Wealth. The 36th best advisor on the planet, according to USA Today. Hey, how do you build wealth? There's got to be a process, right? And what's weird is everybody's process is going to be different. So today I'm going to go through a process with you. We'll explain how kind of our little mock client here can start to achieve this, and where should we focus first. Now, if you're one of our clients and you want me to do the same thing for you, of course I will. If you want it to be a video, just send us an email, let us know, but let's get started. All right. So we need to have information, right? A lot of times we say you should have a budget. Okay, that's cute. Like the day-to-day stuff. Yeah, you should probably have a budget, but we need to know your financial life. This is how we do it here. So we put your whole financial life on one page and make it look as clean as possible. This page is intentionally left clean like this. No bells and whistles. Just get down to it, right? Answer my question. Now, the first place you have to start if you're trying to build wealth is retirement. I don't think anybody else says that. We have done, honestly, probably thousands of retirement plans. And we have to start there, because what if you don't build wealth? What if life doesn't go the way you want? You are still going to get old and need to stop working at some point, or want to stop working. So in this case, we've got this client's 35 years old, married, $175,000 a year. Retirement progress is number one. However you go about it is fine. I'm just going to show you how we go about it. You can use another advisor. You can use your Uncle Pete down the corner there. If he can help you, do that. This client is 96% of the way towards where they should be right now. Essentially, they are exactly where they should be. I'll tell you how this works. If you look at your plan, this is our planner, but you can use anything. If we know based on your plan that you should fit right on this line, in this moment in time, you should be here. Well, what happens if you're down here, right? So if I change this just a little bit, I'm going to say 120. Yeah. Okay. So the dark black line is where you should be. And this, let's say, is where you're at. Well, you're some percentage of the way. If you were down here, you'd be 0%. If you're above it, you'd be over 100% of the way. So when we look at the retirement of this particular client that wants to build wealth, we say, well, we don't need you to do anything retirement-wise. Every other financial advisor is talking retirement and maybe a few other things, but this is not what the client wants. They want to build wealth. So our Jazz Wealth managers, right? We're supposed to help you with that, and hopefully you help us as well. So they're basically there. I have no comments about retirement. If I had a phone call with this is an actual client, just with their name changed, I would never focus on retirement. It's the wrong answer. Now, they want to build wealth. Over here, I know that their goals are to pay off credit card debt, prepare for the land purchase, which, by the way, is part of their wealth plan. Like if you knew this client, like they're going to do something with that. And then, of course, save for children's future. Most time people put something like that there as well. All right. Well, how do we build wealth? The next thing I'm going to do is go, all right, with what you have now, how much money could we tie up towards building wealth? Let's say this client wants to buy land and build like a series of little cabins or whatever, and rent them out. And that's actually what they want to do. So we go, how much money could we tie up towards that right now? Well, I'm going to look at their what's called wealth liquidity. And basically what this is saying is how much of your dollars, aside from a year's worth of expenses, can you put towards building wealth? Essentially, if we're going to lock up money, we want to make sure we didn't need it, right? So, excuse me. Current liquid assets for them, about $100,000. We got their annual expenses and what a 1-year annual expense looks like. So if I go back for a second, we could take about 23% of their liquidity to put towards building wealth. It's not really a lot at the moment, and we're going to try to work towards that, but that's going to be our next focus. However, we do have credit card debt. I can see real quickly that they have a 22% debt to income. That's not necessarily bad. That's why it's yellow. But if I look at their balance sheet, I'm not really happy about these two credit cards. We can't build wealth if you're spending 22.8% on credit card debt and 20% down here. So this is going to be a case where I go back to the client and say, you want to build wealth. Look, you can have a car loan, right? 5% or whatever it is. We can live with that. We can't live with 22% debt. We just can't build wealth that way. So the next thing we're going to say is, well, we got to focus on that credit card debt, right? We know we can tie up some of your money right now towards building wealth. If you can afford to put a down payment on the land, we can work towards that, but we've got to pay off that credit card debt. I notice that they're not spending a lot of their own money. The burn rate, which we call it, is how much money you're spending on anything other than your debt payments. So they're only spending about 20% of their money on, I don't know, Starbucks. Everybody always likes to use that as an example. We've got 22.5% going towards our debt. Okay, cool. We've got some money here. We also have liquidity, right? We've got an emergency fund. That's probably what we should have called it. We got an emergency fund. So we know that we have extra cash that they can put towards their debt. It's a passion of theirs. They should do it. We do not need to take extra cash and put it towards retirement. And honestly, I'm going to go a step further. Where is this money going? We've got 800 going to a 401k, not currently saving to an IRA. That's probably because they do a lump sum. 200 a month going to the HSA. All right. I'm even going to argue, not the HSA, I might suggest that they bring that 401k contribution down to the match because it looks that way. That if it's 800, well, okay, so they may be only contributing up to the match. I'm going to ask that question, and if that's the case, let's free up some of those dollars because you're here. You're successful right now for retirement. Close enough, right? So let's focus on the debt to income first. Get those credit cards down because we can't do anything great without that being a problem. Everything else, I'm not going to pick on the client for right now. I would not pick on you for this. I go, you gave me an objective. You want to pay off that credit card debt and you want to build wealth. We can use some of the money now, but you're doing a great job spending and you're doing a decent job focusing on paying off your credit card debt. We could do better there. So now I'm going to back up and we're going to go to a debt payment plan. We'll focus on that. Notice not one point did we mention investments, right? Every other advisor out there is like, pick that mutual fund or pick the, okay, cute. Thank you for doing that. Now, what else can you do for me? Help me with my wealth. So we're going to do a lot more of these videos. We are actually launching the Dose Score here, or it's live by the time you see this. And so if you're one of our clients and you want me to tear you apart, all I need to know, and you'll do this, we kind of prompt you for this, is what are your goals? And let's solve for the goals rather than solving for whatever retirement thing is, in this person's case, 30 years from now. They did it. Retirement's solved for. Let's stop talking about it. Let's work on everything else. Life with your finances should not be random. And unfortunately, it seems like a lot of us are making random decisions that we don't know if it's the right one or not. We can solve for it. Hope you'll check us out at jazzwealth.com. And I hope you learned something here today. When it comes to building wealth, you start with retirement. Just solve for that first. There's a reason why that's the biggest card. See, it has the most weight on the Dose Score because we can't do anything else until we solve for that. We can have a lot of fun after that. I hope you'll check us out at Jazz Wealth. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Introducing the Dose Score.